Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 15th. You start with this ending card. It says loss, letting go, over, no, death, irrevocable conclusion, afterlife, destruction, end of a phase. You have this journey. It says leaving old familiar situations, letting go of the past, getting away, life journey, and travel and vacations. So those two cards play very nicely together. Definitely could be a new beginning coming in for you. It is interesting that, we're like at the end of the year, basically, and, you have this thing that says you're ending something and probably beginning something new, or you're starting a new, kind of like, phase of your life. That's kind of what I feel the reading is getting at, is that you're entering into a new phase. And I feel very good about it. Like, I do feel it's positive. I mean, obviously, most of these cards here are pretty positive. So I like to see it here, Taurus. And there you show up right there. You start with the Lovers, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. The Lovers, of course, can represent love entering into your life. So, and sorry, I totally didn't pull a last row here. I'm losing my mind today, apparently. But if you're looking for love, could be a new connection. The Lovers can also represent a choice, and I think with two cards like this that basically represent the same thing, like ending something and starting something, the Lovers kind of make sense. We have this man, this tree behind him looks like it's burning, kind of, and then we have this lady, and she has a nice tree behind her. So sometimes I think the Lovers can represent just a choice. Traditionally, it was a card of making a choice. It was called the choice, and traditionally it represented having a choice in love, obviously, but it doesn't have to be love for you, Taurus. This is a general reading, so it looks to me like you are making an important decision this week, or you're going to be asked to make an important decision just in general. This right here doesn't surprise me either, Queen of Wands and the Strength card. We'll definitely talk about it more in this reading, but it's like I've been thinking about this a lot for you, Taurus, actually, that, I feel like there is like a little bit of a hack that you could use in life. It's not really a hack. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not like a shortcut. It's something you're going to have to practice, but it's almost like there is an energy that you could step into that would make all the difference in the world, like for business or career or for whatever, for love or whatever it is that you're doing. It's almost like you are a person here, and there's like another person that is also you, and you just have to like step into that energy of that type of person. It's like there are fears or something that prevent you from acting a certain way, or maybe it's like imposter syndrome or something like that. I wish I had a good example for you, but I really don't. And the best example I can give you is YouTube, because that's all I do all day long. But it's like I've worked with a lot of people on YouTube, and it's like once I get them just kind of like getting comfortable with it, that's when they really take off. It's like you can see it in their energy, you can see it in how they appear on camera and everything like that. It's like that's what I feel here. There's like a certain way that you could be acting, and it's not like you're acting, you're not being fake or anything. That's not what this is about. It's about being bold, being assertive, being confident, right? And I think that will make all the difference in the world. You have the Queen of Pentacles. We've had a lot of Queen of Pentacles this week already, I would say. So Queen of Pentacles is about our resources. We're getting to the end of Neptune and Pisces, which it'll leave Pisces for the rest of our lives on January 26th. And the end of Neptune and Pisces is kind of interesting. Neptune rules anything that flows. We talk about energy, we talk about money, we talk about a lot of things as if they flow. So I believe, and I've been saying this since like 2016, that Neptune and Pisces is going to change like how money and things like that flow. And so on a personal level, it makes sense that the Queen of Pentacles is coming up, because she represents our resources and how we use our resources to find success or create success. And, you could be thinking, it's kind of weird because I just feel like you're thinking a lot about it, like how you make resources, what resources you have. We're talking about everything, like time, effort, attention, your energy. And you could be like trying to find ways to increase your resources because we have the Ten of Pentacles right next to it. Ten of Pentacles is amazing, right? And I would definitely be thinking, I would just like keep brainstorming is what I feel like saying. It's like, I don't know, I almost feel like your brain is kind of leading you towards ways to increase your resources, right? And, it's one of those things as well. The other thing I would be thinking about, it's like, obviously, if I were on camera and I were talking really quiet, and I was really shy, and I wasn't sharing things, my videos wouldn't have as much of an impact, right? And Queen of Wands, Strength card. It's like saying, there's something about that that is saying to me, I don't want to get too caught up in this in your reading, but I feel like it's very important. It's like, there are ways that you could present yourself that I think will lead to a much bigger impact, a much bigger result. So it's like you're doing the same amount of work, you're just, kind of being more bold or something, and that's going to lead to a much better result, and I would think about that. You have the King of Wands, or Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about being spontaneous, being flexible. This is going to be a big theme for you until 2033, basically, when Uranus leaves Gemini. I don't think it'll stop after that. When a planet leaves a sign, you're still implementing the lessons. And, Uranus and Gemini is going to require you to be more flexible and to, look for other ways of doing things, be adventurous, be willing to, allow things to work in different ways. And so if you do that, you will be happy that you did. That's it. Let's see here, Taurus, what is coming up for you. With the Lovers, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is independence. Very good energy in general. She's the card of gratitude and luxury. She's the card of pre-empress energy, building wealth, things like that. So like I said, I do feel that is a focus for you at the end of the year here. I do feel this will continue into the new year. I feel that Taurus is probably focusing more on where their resources come from, how they can get more resources, how they can be more successful, and so that makes sense. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I think Taurus is done settling for crumbs, basically, for just a little bit, Four of Pentacles isn't necessarily bad. He's stable, but he doesn't have anything extra. That card says travel and vacation on it. It's like he has money, he can pay his bills, but he wouldn't be able to go on a vacation. And so that's how I feel these first two rows are. It's like they're saying, that you want more. And I'm not talking about materialism or anything like that. I just feel there are some things that would be nice. You're a Taurus, obviously, and Taurus likes nice things, right? And like I said, this isn't about materialism. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to have nice things. And again, I think you're looking for ways to make that happen. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice. It just basically says there are many ways that you can accomplish your goals. And if you stay open to the ways that you can accomplish your goals, you will. And so that's what I would do with the Seven of Cups, for sure. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Come to the Edge card and this Milk and Honey card. Yeah, don't try to be perfect. The Come to the Edge card says push yourself to that point where you would normally give up on something, or just push yourself to that point where you're a little bit uncomfortable, and just push yourself a little bit. That's how you will grow muscles, right? Let's pretend you're starting a YouTube channel. Obviously, I know that you're not all of you are, but if you are, it's like maybe just pick one thing to work on. It's like, can I be more bold? Can I take out the ums that I say, which is something I'm working on, right? Or can I stop saying a certain word that I keep repeating? Which is something I'm working on, Taurus, right? Obviously, I'm far from perfect. No one is. This isn't about perfection. It's just about working on it and, excuse me, and trying to make it happen. The Milk and Honey card is amazing. It's a card of celebrating life, being really happy, having good things happen. And you do have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups in this reading. So I think you have some really good things to look forward to. You have the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. I kind of feel with the South Node in Virgo that this could be affecting you, Taurus. Yes, I understand that you are a Taurus, but, South Node in Virgo will be affecting you as well because you're an Earth sign. And South Node in Virgo sometimes wants us to be perfect. But it's impossible with the South Node in Virgo. Queen of Wands is about learning as you go. So, again, if you are trying to improve something or to, enhance your skills, it's like you're not going to be perfect right away. But eventually, you will be perfect if you put in the practice. Sometimes, she isn't necessarily a card of practicing, but sometimes I feel that with her, that she is learning as she goes. So, obviously, she's practicing something that she's doing. But like I said, I would pick, a skill or whatever you're trying to improve here. Instead of trying to do everything at once, I would just say, I'm going to improve this one thing about myself. I'm going to work on my confidence, or how I talk, or, how I appear, or, pick one thing at a time, and you'll make much more progress. Not only right now, but, for years to come. I think it'll really kind of push you very far ahead. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. Again, you always get this card. Uranus and Taurus basically is this card. Not really, but kind of. Uranus and Taurus wants us to build and leave a legacy. It definitely seems to me that there is a version of you that is like much, much bigger than you right now. And I'm not trying to just gas you up here, although I am, because I want you to take action, of course, Taurus. But, I would say that there's a version of you that is much more than you are right now. And I feel it's like, there's a difference between those two people, even though it's both people are you, right? And I feel this is about building that, rebuilding yourself, maybe would be a good way of putting it. And that's what I would do with the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, like I said, everything you want and desire, but we don't just get the Ten of Pentacles. We have to, build it. We have to put the work in. We have to make it happen. And that's what I would do. You have the Ten of Swords. Something is definitely dead, done, over with. He is the end, and you have that card that says ending on it. But he's making this symbol right here with his hand, the same symbol the Hierophant is making on his card, that represents a blessing in disguise. So there could be some sort of blessing coming in for you, or you could be creating a blessing in your life, and obviously, that would be a good thing with the Ten of Swords. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. There's an opportunity in front of you, but you have to build it. I definitely feel that some of you, it's like, or maybe you have a little idea on what your next steps are. The Ace of Pentacles, I feel, is about you taking, kind of nurturing that thing, that dream, that idea into existence. So is this an opportunity that's being presented to you? Kind of. I do feel like the universe has a hand in this. It's like the universe, it wants good things for you, but you have to nurture this opportunity. But really good. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups. King of Cups is about your emotional state. Could be a person. You do have the Queen and King of Pentacles here, which are divine counterparts. So some of you, if you want love, and love has looked kind of good for you at the end of the year here, so if you want love, could be a person. But I also feel this is about your emotional state, because we also have the Strength card right here. And the Ten of Cups, he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. And he uses his emotions to basically get what he wants out of life. And so I would be making sure that you're tapping into your emotions, trusting your emotions, following your emotions. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is, some people read it as spying and things like that. But he is very curious, and he is like a little detective. And I feel it would be an amazing energy for you, Taurus, to look into new beginnings. Again, Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with. The Page of Swords is very childlike. He'd be very excited about something new. He's very excited about moving in new directions and trying new things. And I feel all that would be really good for you with the Page of Swords. So I would be, be a detective at this time. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this card that says, reckless action leads to conflict. You have this card that says, seek union of mind and spirit. King of Cups, right? So no reckless action, especially right now. If you're watching this reading early, I'm going to be publishing this on December 10th. So if you're watching it before the week of the 15th, then definitely the week of the 8th, if you're watching this early, is a bad week for reckless action. Yesterday, we had Mars square Saturn. It's almost exact. I think it's it was separated by 4 degrees or something like that. And so it was almost exact, very tight orb, and, really bad for reckless action. So definitely no just crazy actions, right? Thought through, taking actions that you are in alignment with is what this wants you to do for sure. You have the Strength card, the King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. Strength is about developing inner strength, obviously. This lion represents her inner critic or her inner demons, but she is controlling the lion. The lion has its tail between its legs here, and she is the one that is in control of what that lion is saying to her, or what that lion means for her. So I would definitely take control of your inner beast here. It's like you are shaping yourself right now, is what it seems to me. It's almost like you are shaping your own reality, but I feel this is a little bit different, because I feel what this reading is getting at is that you are kind of shaping yourself. You are changing who you are. Not really. It's really, I think what's happening is you are letting your strength out. You are, it's like, sometimes I say this and people are like, I'm always going to be who I am. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Obviously, until you die, you're stuck in this skin suit. So yeah, I get it. But you can enhance things about yourself. And that's what the Strength card wants you to do. Taurus, by the way, if you make sure to leave a comment, really helps me out. You have the King of Pentacles, which is you, showing up here. So as usual, a lot of your readings are always about you, Taurus, and have been for a couple years. And it makes sense because we had Uranus and Taurus. We do right now, but it's retrograde from Gemini. And, I think that the reading itself is saying that you are working on yourself. The King of Pentacles wants you to break free from convention. He is a good card. The problem with the King of Pentacles is he only does what works. It's not really a problem until it is. We have to evolve through life, and he just gets stuck doing things the same way over and over and over again, and it works until a point, right? And so we don't have to be perfect with the King of Pentacles. We just have to evolve. Like if we're working on a project or a business, it's like we have to try new things. We have to experiment. We have to, things don't always stay the same forever. And so, again, I think he's talking about you. I think he's saying that you have changed, but maybe the world doesn't see it yet because you haven't, put it out yet. Maybe you haven't fully stepped into that energy yet, but I feel like you're about to, which is very powerful, Taurus. Next, you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is amazing, of course, can represent fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family, good things happening after a difficult period of time. So I definitely feel there are some improvements coming in for you here with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups is also about choosing happiness, and you have the King of Cups going in this direction right here. So with the Ten of Cups, those cups exist above their heads, and they're standing in the real world. So they have to face all the real world challenges and difficulties and issues, but they have to choose happiness and choose to be happy, and that's what I would do. With the Strength card, you have the Knight of Wands. Yes, Knight of Wands is spontaneous. He takes advantage of new adventures. This is going to sound very simple, and it is you should be taking advantage of new opportunity and not do the same things, right? That's how you are going to grow. The reading is definitely encouraging strength. It's encouraging you to grow. If you want to grow your muscles, you have to lift heavier and heavier weights. I said this to you a couple weeks ago, and that's what I would be focusing on here. And I remember because I showed you my muscles that I am growing. So there you go, right? And I would definitely do that. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands, which is a victory. Again, 2026, every single 2026 reading I did was loaded with these victory cards. I don't think it's saying oh, you're just going to have a victory. I think it's saying you need to have victories. You need to put yourself in positions of having wins. And I would take advantage of the easy wins as well, whatever they are, whatever it is, whatever tiny little wins you can create, the more of those you can create, the better for 2026. But I would get started now. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands wants you to protect your happiness. It wants you to do things or find a habit or something that brings you happiness. I'm pretty sure I said this in your 2026 reading as well. I think that we need to have something like a practice, going for a walk, doing something that fulfills you this year, 2026, because, and again, I would start now in 2025, don't wait. I would find something that fulfills you. I think we're going to need it. And I also think that it's kind of like a busier year. So if all you're doing is being busy, then you're going to get burnt out if you don't have something that brings you joy, right? So I would make sure that you're doing something that brings you joy. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Wave of Emotions card. It says, new experience will enter your life that will stir a wave of emotions within you, King of Cups. You have this Leo card that says courage, can't make that up. It says boost your courage so you can put yourself out there in a bigger way. That's all we've been talking about this entire time. So, I definitely feel that it's time for you to put yourself out there in a bigger way and to be brave, bold, assertive, confident, to work on those imposter syndrome things, to do the things you can't do. It's weird. I wish I could describe it better for you, Taurus, but it's I think you see people who do what you want to do and you're like, oh, I can't do that. It's too hard or whatever. But I think you need to realize that those people are just like you. They were just like you at one point. You can absolutely step into that brave, bold, courageous Leo energy. Sure, you have the sun here. It's maybe this reading is saying you should work with the energy of Leo. I tell people all the time. It's yeah, sure, you're a Taurus, but you can work with the energy of other signs. And, that's what I would do here. You have the Queen of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Sun. Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly, which is good. Definitely could be a lot of clarity. I think after this last retrograde that we just had in Mercury, that I'm pretty sure you were like one of the number one signs that kept getting this message of, seeing things clearly or understanding what you need to do more clearly. And so I would just like follow that path. And it is almost like you're getting answers on this next right steps that you're supposed to be taking. You have the inspiration, is what I'm trying to say. I think the steps is what needs to happen here. You have the Four Swords. Four Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering, and healing, of course. So I think it's a great time for Taurus to rest, relax, recover, and heal. I would definitely do that with the Four Swords. I would do whatever you can to find a time to, rest, relax, recover. He's also hoping and praying for a blessing, and you have the Ten of Swords, so, there could be some sort of, like, blessing in disguise coming in for you this week, and, of course, that would be really good. You have the Sun. The Sun is shining on you here, Taurus, and I would take advantage of that energy, allow the Sun to shine on you, step into the light, right? The Sun also wants us to make life easier. That doesn't mean life is going to be easy. It just says, how can you do things to make your life easier? And I don't know, there's like a million things you could do. If you're doing things that are causing problems for yourself, then, sometimes doing what is easy is actually hard, right? I want to eat pizza every single day. My mom and I are on the same diet. My mom lies to me. My mom is visiting right now, right? She lies to me every single time that she comes here and she says, oh, since I've been on this diet, I've lost my cravings. My mom is a Taurus, right? Bullshit is what I say about that, number one. She says, I don't crave anything anymore. It's like, I've been on this diet since May. I have a pizza craving every freaking day, right, of my life. I want to eat a tub of ice cream every single day. So it is hard to do something that has improved my life. I feel much better. I'm not fat like I used to be and all that other stuff, right? But trust me, there is a little fat child that lives inside me that wants to continue eating pizza and ice cream. So, it is hard, right? That's the Sun. It's like sometimes to be happy and to feel good, we have to do something that is hard. So that's what I would do with the Sun. With the King of Swords, or Page of, or whatever the hell that is, I'm just going to say all of them. Queen of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be conflict or competition, but Five of Wands says that you might be able to stand out above the competition in the good stuff. And again, we have Uranus and Gemini. I've been saying to everyone, kind of like my motto for Uranus and Gemini is to stick out like a sore thumb, right? Because Uranus and Gemini wants us to go against the grain. That doesn't mean we have to be a jerk or, anything like that. But it does mean that if we have, those things that maybe we're afraid to share, that's what we should be sharing. We're in a time of authenticity, so we have to be more authentic, and, that's what I would do. With the Four of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on adventures. I definitely feel you have a lot of adventure here, and so going on new adventures, looking into new ways of doing things, looking for new fun things that you could do would be a good idea. Oh, here you go. With the Sun, you have the Devil. Bad habits, pizza, ice cream, things like that. And, the Sun is shining on the bad habits. I'm not saying that it has to be pizza or ice cream, but, basically the Sun shines a light on something that we should be paying attention to. And so the Devil could represent, kind of getting rid of those toxic habits, whatever they are. You have this indecision card. It's like you're being guided towards a decision. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way. And we have this angel over here that is like trying to be like, hey, come over here. There's like something better over here. You just need to see it. So I feel like your guides are guiding you at this time. You have this negotiation card. This is meant to be a good card. It's Jupiter and Libra. But sometimes I feel this card is asking us to not settle and to not like negotiate with ourselves. And I kind of feel like it's saying don't settle. You have this friendship card. Yeah, 2026 is very good for socializing. And again, I would start now in 2020, at the end of 2025 here. You have the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. These are amazing cards for socializing, being in your community, spending time with people you care about. You have this Quarrel card. Yeah, if you're watching this, again, this video will be published on the 10th before the 15th. So if you're watching it before the 15th, even during the week of the 15th, I would avoid arguments, battles, road rage, all that, right? I would just stay away from it at all cost. You have this enterprise card. A lot of people had this in the 2026 readings. It is like an enterprising year. I'm not saying you have to like start a business or something like that, but what I would say is I think people who are enterprising, people who look at the things that they're doing and say like, how can I improve this? How can I nurture this? I think sometimes, people, it's like, for example, the King of Wands in the Tarot is the entrepreneur. He is very enterprising. But that doesn't necessarily mean business. He is also, I look at him as very nurturing. The thing about the King of Wands is he gets an opportunity. He treats it like a baby. He really nurtures it. He takes care of it. He gives it good nutrients. He makes sure that it's going to grow. And so the things you care about, not only like this month, but for the next year or so, I would make sure that you're really growing those things in your life. It doesn't even want to focus, right? So that's what I would do. But this looks really good, Taurus. I like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your week.